We got some good entertainment value out of Green Bay, Minnesota. A lot of things going on this game. Jared Allen did indeed play and had a significant impact. His, I think he had a safety. It was quite significant in a game which Minnesota did win by 1, so good thing he did show up. I don't know where to start with this game because so many things happened. Gus Frerotte did everything he could to throw this game away, with his, completing like 50% of his passes. He had 3 picks, 1 got taken back, and you can't tell me that a team led by Gus Ferrotte's really going to win this division, can you? I guess Rex Grossman made a Super Bowl once, but even Grossman that year is a lot better than Frerotte this year so far, probably. Packers side, Aaron Rodgers, probably the worst game of his career so far. The first really bad game he's had all season. There was just no life from that Green Bay offense. Ironically enough, the best player in the Green Bay offense was probably Ryan Grant, who, for whatever reason this year, has played pretty well against Minnesota, but has not played very well against anyone else. I can't figure it out. I have no idea how you can explain something like that. Packers lost Nick Barnett. I don't know how it happened. That's a big blow. And, that defense, it forces big plays. It's good at getting big plays. They get some sacks. They force turnovers. They get pick sixes. But they cannot consistently stop other teams, it seems like. They give up big plays, and they force big plays. So you don't know what you're going to get from them week to week. It's a mystery. Look what they did to Indianapolis. Then look what happened to them against, Minnesota. Frerotte did everything he could to give the Green Bay this game, but Adrian Peterson just said, no, you don't, and decided to completely take over this game. He had well over 200 total yards, the big touchdown at the end, and obviously Mason Crosby missed it by about this much. But Peterson reminded me a little bit of LeBron James against the Detroit Pistons in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years ago, where he scored 25 straight points. The Cavs were not a very good team that year, but LeBron James just said in that game, okay, this is all me. I'm going to carry this team to the finals, and he did. I don't know what to think of that division right now. I don't think any of those I can't see any of those teams winning the division. But somebody has to, right? Falcons Saints. Well, if there was any doubt before, it's time to take this Falcons team for real, because Matt Ryan, I guess he could hit a rookie wall, but right now he just keeps going. Every week I wait for him. When is he going to hit that rookie wall? It's not happening. He's completing a high percentage of his passes. He's avoiding turnovers fairly well. He's hitting on the big plays, the short stuff. He's just doing everything right. It's refreshing to watch. I love watching him play well, really. There was a lot of hate on Matt Ryan coming into this draft, and he's proving the haters wrong so far. I've heard talk of MVP for him. I don't agree with it, but I know why people are talking about it. He has completely changed Atlanta sports for the better. Running game. Michael Turner played a pretty good game. Jerry Norwood had that great screen pass that he turned into the long touchdown. Roddy White looks like he's headed to the Pro Bowl. Just everyone on this offense making their own little contributions. It's pleasant to watch. No turnovers. Probably the biggest thing when you're talking about a rookie quarterback. But the one thing that isn't being talked about very much is this Falcons defense. They got a lot of pressure on Breeze. They forced the 3 interceptions. They took one back for a touchdown to seal it. They came up with the interception in the end zone. They stuffed the run. They forced Breeze into being inefficient. He had a big game. He had 400 plus yards, but he was very inefficient. He threw the ball over 60 times. Just very inefficient. And I think the way things are going, it looks like the Saints are going to end up having to give up a first rounder for Shockey, and Shockey ain't doing nothing to help them, so that's a failed trade. I think the Vilma trade worked out pretty well for him, but it looks like they're going to have to give up a first rounder for Jeremy Shockey, and hopefully things pick up for him next year, but right now that's looking like a blown trade. And Breeze continues his record pace to break Dan Marino's passing yard record, but that doesn't mean he played well today, because he did not. And when Breeze does not play well, this team is basically a 2-14 team. They can't beat anybody. They can't do anything. Breeze is that team. End of story. Let's see. Titans Bears. I actually got coverage of this game, and Chicago Titans offense. Chicago completely sold out to stop the run. Thing is, even when they're not selling out to stop the run, people pass on them. Brian Greasy shredded them. Matt Ryan shredded them. They gave up that 14-point lead to Carolina, not so much through the air, but still. Teams have been able to pass on this team all year. So they sell out to stop the run, and they do. The Titans just could not run the ball at all. But Kerry Collins steps up, and watching that game, I got the sense that he could have done whatever he needed to do to win that game. If the Bears had scored again, he could have driven him down for another touchdown. Had the Bears scored, I don't know, had Grossman led them to another 2 touchdowns, I think Collins could have matched that. Whatever he needed to do, I think he could have done it. Finding, Bo Scaife and Brandon Jones and Justin Gage. Really, the first big game is for any wide receiver on this team, and they stepped up. I don't know how much it means, because I know this Bears team is pretty soft against the pass this year, but it's a good sign for them, knowing that if you sell out to stop the run, we can beat you other ways, and they did. I was particularly impressed with Bo Scaife. Bo Scaife had a great day. The Bears actually kept this closer than I thought. I thought Grossman was going to throw 4 picks, and this was going to be a bloodbath. He didn't play very well, but he didn't lose them this game. He had the touchdown drive early. He had another touchdown later. Matt Forte played very well. Matt Forte had close to 130 total yards and a touchdown catch. Grossman did miss on a couple of the short passes, and he had a long bomb to Hester for a touchdown that he missed. I don't think he played too well, but I don't think he lost them this game. I thought the Titans' defense looked a little soft at times, but they did get the job done, and they pulled it out. Alright, Ravens, Texans. Flacco gets better every week. I like to watch it. Everybody's talking about Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan is definitely better than Flacco. But Flacco's playing real nice himself. I'm looking at the stats right now, and I just noticed that Troy Smith actually got some time in this game. So, good for Troy Smith. I like the way the Ravens are using him on trick plays. There's nothing like a good trick play sometimes. Willis McGahee, good comeback game for him, 121 total yards and a couple touchdowns, and I benched the son of a bitch in fantasy. I've been sitting around all year waiting for him to wake up, and finally I say screw it, and he wakes up. Oh well, I've won both matchups anyway, so I'm not going to complain too much. And this Ravens team is recovering from that Indianapolis debacle. Even Todd Heap is making a comeback. Todd Heap had a couple touchdown catches, which, that's big, because Todd Heap has been dormant for over a year now, and finally he's coming to. Ravens defense. Turnovers. Ray Lewis. You guys know that Ray Lewis is probably my favorite player in the league. He had 2 picks. Samari Roll had 1. They got a good pressure. They stuffed the run. They got to Rosenfels a lot. Great game for Baltimore. and that division race is going to be really entertaining.